Hello, Virgo. How you doing? Welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Laura, and welcome back if you are visiting me again. I appreciate all your likes, shares, and subscribes. Now, if you're new to the channel, know that I like to go deep within the readings, so we look at everything, but the readings have a therapy style. We tend to take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes. So sometimes you'll hear in this, or not hear, but see in the comment bars, I'm so tired of this. It's always the same theme, or it's always the same. Well, again, when people have spiritual blocks, they gaslight, they lie, they manipulate, you know, they cheat. I mean, a lot of lower vibrational characteristics, character traits, but there's not thousands of them, and when a person is very wounded and they're very detached and they're very disassociated because they've gone through trauma, they have baggage, they haven't healed, well, they're going to dump all that shit onto the next relationship. And so what you're seeing collectively is a lot of people going through the same types of experiences where they're like, oh, love doesn't exist. It can't happen. I keep dating people that are narcissists, or they're, again, no one really wants anything. People are here for a good time, not a long time. So it's really creating a lot of negative energy, right? It's like where people are actually like giving up hope. They're disappointed. And they're disappointed because they're getting impatient, right? They're getting impatient of, when is love coming? When is it going to work out? Well, understand there's many different realities that play out at one time. Your level of consciousness depends on your core beliefs. Your core beliefs are what make you a magnet for who and what comes into your life. Your behaviorisms and your habits wind up triggering the person that you deal with, and the dynamic of the karmic theme winds up playing out that keeps you stuck in a place of limitation, keeps you stuck in a place of fear, or perceiving that you can't have, when really, again, there's many different ways a situation can play out. It's what you choose to do that is going to always determine what manifests. So these type of readings are empowering. They give you the power back. They help you understand why you're attracting, who you're attracting, why what's happening is happening, and what you can do to break the karmic cycle. And that's important because karmic cycles turn into karmic loops, which is just the same situation, like living the same karmic theme, just with different people. And so you almost feel like it's Groundhog's Day. You begin to really believe that that is the way. And that's, it is one way, it's a perception, but it doesn't need to be your way. And that's the thing. Shadow readings create awareness. So we do look and see what your person did do, what they're going to do, but understanding why they do what they do and why you're attracting that type of person into your life is essential to make sure that you don't get into a karmic contract. And that's when karmic looping turns into like, just, you're no longer changing partners. You're actually stuck with a karmic, and you're like bound to the trauma of childhood, whatever the childhood trauma was that you grew up with. And that could be being with someone that was mean and manipulative and spiteful, someone that was jealous. Just because our parents are our parents doesn't mean they're not human, doesn't mean that they weren't wounded. We're dealing with, again, a society that doesn't know how to heal spiritually. So I hope that you integrate the spiritual lessons. I hope that you learn and you apply this information to your life so you can actually see a different outcome. So you can quantum jump into the reality that you want to experience, because it actually really is possible. Now, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find it in the description box. If you're interested in shadow healing, like, or any type of coaching, check out my website, check out Patreon. I have an awesome shadow coaching program that incorporates inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and all the healing modalities to help you heal the effects of trauma. That's huge, right from the comfort of your own home for just $7.99 a month. I mean, it's unreal. You get all the PDFs. Everyone that hasn't has started a binder, and shadow work is something that you have to continually do. It's a way to incorporate spiritual hygiene into your life. You want to know how you stay clean. It's not just saging. I'm going to sage myself. That might help you energetically, but why you attract what you attract, what manifests is because you're creating it, you're generating it through, again, the thoughts that you think, the emotions that you have. This is your energy. You're in physical form to learn and to manifest. That is it. Your energy is how you do it. And if you're subconsciously creating, well, you definitely want to break any karmic things, because it'll keep you bound to, feeling disempowered. All right. Let's see what the underlying energy is. The underlying energy is narcissism. Narcissism. You know, I feel like it's almost like your greatest fear comes true. And your greatest fear is to be around somebody that suppresses your energy, that tries to oppress your energy, someone that's jealous of your energy, someone that tries to sabotage you for no reason, just because they're not happy with their life. And I feel like it's because you grew up in that environment. You must have had a mother or a father that did this, or a sibling that did this, someone close to you that you that was supposed to love you. And the reason why I say is because I feel like there's major intimacy issues. So you've attracted someone that also has major intimacy issues. And so they're a narcissist. Narcissists are created in childhood from childhood abuse. Whether or not you will always turn into a narcissist with childhood abuse, that's not how it happens. Either you become very empathetic, you become an empath, a highly sensitive, and you learn to give love because of what you've gone through. Or you become a narcissist where you say, well, I'm never going to like open myself up again, so I won't get hurt. I'll shield myself. And I'll shield myself through never really building an emotional bond, by drinking, by avoiding, by doing drugs, whatever I have to do to escape. So again, narcissists that have a deep wound of feeling insecure, not feeling good enough, feeling inadequate. Well, again, growing up in an environment where, a parent continually is jealous of you, sabotaging you, well, guess what? You're living the same karmic theme. This is why Spirit said what it said before, because there was an awful lot of talk before. And I try not to judge, but sometimes, my ego says, this is a lot of talking, and Spirit says, shut up. So again, narcissist. So this is your greatest fear. And that's bad too. When we have a fear, then that fear is what the universe listens to, because the universe doesn't say, oh, this is something that you're fearful, so don't bring it your way. No, what it says is, it's like, oh, the focus is on fear. The energy is on fear. Okay, bring that experience. That's why it's what we resist persists, that we have to always learn the spiritual lesson. Otherwise, the universe will continue to bring us that type of experience until we fully learn it. And even when we learn it, sometimes spirit will still bring us, and spirit's the same thing as the universe, but the universe will still bring us that lesson because there's still an emotional charge. You're still triggered by it. And spirit says to fully integrate a spiritual lesson, you have to see yourself differently. And part of that is that there's no more emotional charge. You don't care. It's not affecting you anymore. Again, God is all knowing. You're down here to learn. You're not separate from God. Through seeing your life through all different perceptions, you are the universe, as you know, and the universe is God. That is the supernatural energy that flows through us, that makes us a magnet for who and what comes into our life. But it also gives us our creative genius to actually be able to quantum jump into any reality that we want. I feel like you're connected to someone that sees that things are happening for you, that your energy is all of a sudden different, that you must be hanging out with different people, that you look good, that things are happening for you, that you're being very well received. And I feel like this person, when you first met them, because they didn't really know you and they didn't never met you before, so they didn't scope you out at all. I feel like they judged you wrongly because of how nice you were to them. And I know that that sounds crazy, but a narcissist doesn't does like they don't respect people that are super nice and give them the time and the energy. They act, arrogant. They act full of themselves. And so I feel like they didn't notice that. And now all of a sudden they're they're seeing you differently. So I'm feeling like, again, you're separate, but that a lot has gone on within this connection where this person, again, scares you and scares you because you can feel they're very out of imbalanced. And they're imbalanced because they're never in their heart. They're never transparent. Heart consciousness. When we're in a relationship, want to be transparent. We want to feel like we can be ourselves. This person doesn't feel comfortable with who they are. They overthink. They create the imbalance within the side of themselves. They are always coming from a very logical and analytical standpoint. And again, this is what creates the imbalance because they overthink, but they're wounded. So they're perceiving the situation through a wounded perception. Then they overcompensate or undercompensate in the actions giving you because they have an intimacy issue. You also have an intimacy issue because you grew up with a parent that you didn't trust. That's so this is the energy. It's almost like this person also grew up with a parent that they couldn't trust. They just learned how to deal with it like differently. But you're both empaths, or I should say you're both highly sensitive, just which means can feel, which is a survival mechanism that happens in childhood. So you both have a very strong ESP soul connection where, there's a knowing there. Just this person is not comfortable with the emotions. And I feel like you're very comfortable with the emotions. But you can feel that this person is very imbalanced, and that makes you not trust them. Makes you feel like, again, like almost like you're disgusted by them because of the way that they act. They have such a big ego. And again, overcompensating, and that could be, I'm purposely going to ignore you. I'm purposely going to hold back from you. I'm purposely going to try to make you feel a certain way. Again, overcompensating or undercompensating but completely overdoing it to like pushing it to the extreme. And that's because they're imbalanced. They weren't getting a reaction from you. Your life is getting better. You are evolving. This person can feel that energetic shift with inside of you. They were imbalanced to begin with, but their biggest fear in actuality is to have someone be disgusted of them, have someone be grossed out from them. This person has a big ego. They want to be seen as like a good person. And I do believe that this person does do things within their community and does try to be a good person, but it's not all the time to be the charity person. Is so that people perceive that they're a good person. And so the thing is, you think seeing them and being disgusted with them, and now them seeing you in this better light where you look good, because of course you look good because you've been pouring into yourself. You haven't been giving to this person. But when you walk away from a narcissist, it bothers them because, again, they want to be perceived as someone that's great. They want to make you believe that they're this perfect person because they want to build the emotional, that they want you to build the emotional connection to them. And I feel like they can feel you're disgusted because of the way that they acted. And now, if anybody has an emotional connection, it's them, it's not you, which is pissing them off because they're prideful. They know that if they're going to make this connection work, they would actually have to put some effort into it. And that's a little scary for this person. It's not really what they want to do, but I want to look at the hidden truths. I want to look at the hidden truths because I've been called to just mix it up a little bit different instead of just looking at the wounds. I want to see, go deeper into what they feel and what they're going to do. Just being near you is intoxicating. So again, the narcissist sees you as someone that is a good catch. And I believe narcissists, for the most part, they want to be with someone that is going to make them look better because they don't feel good about themselves. And so I want to be more than friends. Again, you give this person energy because you were real. You gave them time. They discredited you because of the way that they feel about themselves. Like, why are you giving me so much time? I wouldn't give myself this much time. This is how this person says, well, for people that I don't really care about, I don't give them time, but you're giving me time. So you care about me, but I don't really like me that much. So I disregarded you. That's almost like the energy here. And this person like actually has very low energy because of the way that they feel about themselves. They're actually disgusted with themselves. And I feel like it's just because relationships don't work out. And relationships don't work out because this person's just is a narcissist. And narcissists have a lot of shadows. They have a lot of wounds because, again, growing up in a certain environment, they weren't allowed to go out and find themselves and create themselves. They live too much in survival mode. And so they don't really know who they are. So they're looking for something outside of themselves to feel complete, to feel loved, to feel secure. So, they being friends wouldn't be enough. It was my fault, but I blamed you, of course, because that's what the narcissist does. They deflected, they projected a lot. And part of that is because they're wounded and from past relationships. A lot of what transpired with you has already transpired. So this person tends to go live on autopilot, meaning they triggered a lot. And it's like you might not even mean what you say, how they're saying, you mean what you say, but you don't mean what you say the way that they're taking it, is what I should say. But everything, they're so overly sensitive, and then it creates a whole big shit storm because this person can't take any type of criticism because again, they feel like shit about themselves. So you again pointing that out, they're overly sensitive, then they react and they're prideful. And so being that they're prideful, they hold back, they stonewall you. I want to tell you how I feel finally. So it gives this person, like I said, is looking at their behavior. And like I said, I feel like because this person perceives that there's such a catch and is used to people just kind of falling all over them, I feel like you're dealing with someone that might own their own business, have a lot of money, or make it look like their life is very put together. They have a lot of options. So they feel like they're like the cat's meow. But the truth of the matter is like they have a big ego. And so I feel like you weren't going to be subservient to this person. If this person didn't give you equal give and take reciprocity, you were not sticking around for it. And that's really what it was. I feel like you kept telling this person what you needed, and they saw it as you were like blaming them for again where you weren't really blaming them. They're too prideful and they get triggered, and so the relationship didn't work out because they didn't give you anything, because every time you said something they stonewalled you. They backed it up, they withdrew from you and then talked to other people and just acted like this charismatic person with everybody else, but acted like you didn't even exist. And so but then blaming it all on you because of the way that you reacted. And I feel like that's why you're disgusted, because you're like, I'm like, it went on too long. It's like it went on too long. Every time we would get back and it would be fine, it would be like they do something else and it would be like a week later, 2 weeks later, and we would be off for 3 months. So we would be on for a week and then off for 3 months and then back on for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And then you disappear again for another like 2, 3 months. And then so like this is what you remember, this is why you're disgusted, because you're like you had kept holding back but kept me on the hook anyway, and was like, you'll get to me when you get to me, treated me like I was your option. Yeah, I feel like this person regrets it because it's again now they want to tell you how they feel. But let's see again. Yeah, then you feel like that like everybody that this person gets tempted too often. It's so you don't really trust this person. And the reason why is because they were in and out of your life the whole time. And it's like, and they lied too much. So even if they are going to be faithful now, there's a sense of how can I trust them? How can I trust them? It's like, it's again, because you didn't give me anything. Not really. It's like, it was such a small amount. And I wasn't really asking for anything. This is really what I feel, Virgo. Like you're like, I asked you to build it, to establish a relationship with me that without like I feel like you didn't want to establish a relationship like that was sexual. You wanted one that was going to be like establish like a friendship first. You wanted to form some sort of foundation, and this person was acting like it was such a big deal. They were acting like, well, you're not giving me anything, and I'm not really gonna like get anything out of this, so I'm not gonna do that for you. They didn't want to do that. So in the end, you're like, you were tempted by everybody else that walked by because they were going to give you something, but because of that, you left me empty. You didn't give me anything emotionally. And I feel like a lot of you are demisexuals. Like you need to have that person of the person that you're with give you emotionally in order to like build that type of intimacy, and this person like refused to give it to you. Now they're like, okay, now I want to be with you, and there's a sense of that you're like, no. And this person actually knows that you're mad. It's like your needs were not met. It's again, this is what I'm saying, that emotionally you needed this. You made it clear to this person on more than one occasion, and you didn't really feel like was a big deal. It is a big deal for a narcissist. They want to be fed. They want their needs to be met. They weren't looking at what your needs were. So it's again, they held back, they manipulated to the point that I feel like you're like just over it, and they know it now. They know it now. Now they're looking at the situation like that, but it's almost like, fuck you. That's the energy that I feel like. Yeah, now you get it. But it's almost like now it's like this person like just does this in relationships. They always have to take it to the extreme. And I think that that's really what you see. You see that this person is someone that will continue to emotionally hold back anytime that they don't get what they want, and as a way of manipulation, and that they didn't care what your needs were. Now that your life is good and they see that you're moving on and that you're not really affected, of course they care. They don't want to be seen looking like an asshole, especially now that they're perceiving your life is better than what they thought. Oh, I already pulled from that deck. So what are they going to do? Because I'm feeling like they're going to try and come back. Yeah, this person is insecure. But again, there's a sense of this, you know, I want to say that they are impressionable, like you're impressionable, like to them, to they like the way that you live. They're and I feel like you make them feel young. You make them feel young. So there's a sense of mutual, like they feel like there's a mutual receptive hormonal connection. And why I say that, it's almost like it's youthful, almost like, but because this person didn't give it enough time and they're still very sexually attracted to you. But I want to say there also tend to be, like, again, very youthful, this energy of them wanting to like have fun, them wanting to like come back into this connection and yes, find like an equal ground. But and they're on the verge of making that change right now. Okay, it's like so of coming towards you. But I want to say that they're receptive to the change because, again, there is an emotional, I want to say more hormonal, like, and sexual connection that this person has because, again, they're very attracted to you. And I feel like you've made an impression on them, a very positive one, because you didn't put up with anything. But this person, like there's a part of you that you don't trust this person, and they also don't know, they feel like they actually sabotaged the relationship so bad that they're afraid that they're gonna that you would like make a scene, like create, like humiliate them, punish them, um like cause some sort of public ridicule, mockery to them because of the way that they treated you. Now, I don't really feel like you would do that, but I feel like that is their fear. There's a sense of, you do make them feel very, like, again, like a passion and young and like alive and wanting to like go out and have fun, but there's also a sense that they know that um they didn't treat you well. So what you're afraid of with this person is what they're actually afraid that you're going to do to them. And I feel like they're afraid that you're going to do it to them because they've done this shit before, where they've acted like a narcissist and held back and played games, and now it's again that they've, did all this. They changed their tune and they want to come back, but now they know that they're not really deserving. So it's almost like they're really afraid that you're going to, like, again, uh make them look stupid. And like I said, this person cares a lot about what other people think. It's not uncommon when you grow up in an environment the way that they were brought up in. At this time, the situation is in a state of flux. Anything can happen. And that's because it's, again, part of them is fighting with themselves where they do want to come back. They do, like, again, like realize. However, this person knows that they haven't put any time in. They know that they were wrong. They know that they haven't fixed it. There's they would love to be able to come back and try things out with you, but the thing is, they also know if they were to do that for sure, you would definitely um create like some sort, you would let everybody know about this person. And there's a sense of that's what they're really afraid of too, because like I said, they're viewing you a lot differently in during the separation. Like I said, I feel like you look better. I feel like you've been hanging out with different people. And so with this, your person is like, they're nervous. They're nervous because they know that they haven't given you anything, and they also know that you're very well liked within the community. They want to, there's a part of them that wants to be connected to you, like how a narcissist a lot of times wants to be with someone that is going to, like, make them look better. But you're like afraid of being with this person because, you know, they haven't given you anything. They've held back. They've already displayed that they get jealous of you. They've already displayed that they don't have a problem uh treating you badly. They're going to come in apologetically, but that doesn't erase what they did. And I feel like things are happening in your life. They like the fact that you poured into yourself and made something of yourself because that makes them look good, but this person's jealous. And this is, like it said, your biggest fear. Your biggest fear is to be with a narcissist that is jealous of you, that would sabotage you. And this is exactly that, when meanwhile this person is afraid that you're going to do it to them. So I'm afraid that they're going to try to do it to you before you do it to them, because they know that they didn't give you anything. Yeah, because they know that they're going to offer you a commitment. Okay, they feel like you are pure. They love what you're doing. There's a creative, there's a spiritual connection. There is a creative force, but I feel like, again, it's spirit, and there's an invincible spiritual power. That's what diamond does. It's like non-breakable. So I'm feeling almost like this person sees your value. This person loves your light. They're a narcissist. Of course they do. They feel a pull towards you. Like I said, you're getting a lot of attention. You're in a very high vibration. But Spirit is saying you need to look closer and read between the lines, like, and pay attention, because it's all about being careful. Because this person, I'm not saying that they don't have feelings. What I'm saying is that they're wounded. So a narcissist can think that they love you. They can see, oh, I finally see that it was my fault, but I want to be more than friends with you. But they didn't put any time and energy into this connection at all. They didn't treat you right from the beginning. They tend to be rebellious. They feel, again, youthful with you, like I said, but they don't really even know who they are. They're still finding themselves. They're, again, mainly led by their passion. Again, they're hormonal. They act, again, very immature. And I feel like it's because there is a soul's connection, like spirit, and I say that because this person feels that, again, the spiritual power, and it feels a pull towards you. However, it's multidimensional, because again, there's a spiritual lesson that needs to be learned. I feel like this person feels the connection, but I feel like it's a karmic one, and it would be anybody that winds up with this person, it would be karmic, because of them. They're not balanced, and they will continue to live a karmic loop and then wind up in a karmic contract until they heal it. They are drawn to you because of your, again, high vibration. They see it. They see things are happening for you. They see, again, you're esteemed, whatever you're doing, that, you're faithful. They want someone on a high vibration. Narcissists always do. It makes them look better. But again, this person is run by their emotions. They're strategizing, and they know that they really don't deserve the relationship. And they're also still very prideful. And that's why Spirit is saying, it's like, be careful with this person. Because again, a narcissist, is led by their ego. And they will think that lust is love, and yeah, this person is going to say that they're going to try to repair the relationship, but the truth of the matter is that they're trying to upgrade their life. That's what I see. I feel like it's again, they're trying to fix their own life, and that's through you. And the reason why is because are they a genuine person? It's like, the answer is no. And if they're not, because they haven't done the healing work. I do feel like this person has feelings, but they're broken. They're a narcissist. A narcissist that has not done any healing work. Again, they know that they need to heal. It says it heals. They need to fix themselves. They need to start over. They need to restore. But the truth of the matter is, they see you as an upgrade. And I feel like, unfortunately, once they get that upgrade, it's going to trigger them, because your life is going to be good. Their life isn't going to be good. They're going to be a baby about the fact that their life isn't good. They're going to think that because they were with you, that their life should automatically look better. So somehow you're supposed to be responsible for that. And that's a lot of bullshit for a person that held back, didn't want to give anything, got tempted by everybody else. And all you were asking for was for them to build an emotional bond with you so that you felt safe. They acted like it was a big deal because they weren't getting anything out of it. And so again, this tells you exactly who they are, that if they're not getting something out of it, they're not doing it. Just like in the beginning that you asked, hey, I want to just build a relationship without there being any physical contact in the beginning. It wasn't forever. But however long, if the person really cared about you, they wouldn't have cared about investing time. Yeah, this person like wants to like this person sees you again moving in a new direction, okay? This is what it is. And they also see that you're making new connections, and that's making them nervous. And so they're trying to like come in at the perfect time. They're strategizing. And I feel like it's right as your life is about to change. And it's like this person doesn't realize that if anything, that's going to piss you off. And I feel like there's part of them that is purposely doing that, to be honest with you. They're going to come in like almost like the victim, like, and wanting you to be patient and like try to put restrictions on you, where again it's going to be so out of touch that I don't really feel like you're going to want to deal with this energy. See, this person doesn't know who you are. It's almost like they're going to take the victim state now, because it's almost like you're not affected, you're moving on. They don't want you to move on, but I don't really feel like they know how to give you what you need on an emotional level, because they never got what they needed. They never healed that aspect of themselves. They're a narcissist. Narcissists are emotionally unavailable. They're emotionally unavailable because, again, whatever happened to them. So they're constantly feeling inadequate. They're constantly seeking out people that they perceive are good catches. Now, you might say, my life isn't even good, or it's never been good. Well, listen, that would be karmic then, because you've worked your ass off. You've been doing stuff to make life happen for you. This person sees that you're moving on. They're watching, they're watching you, they're seeing whatever you're doing, and they don't like it. It's like, and they don't like it because, hey, you were supposed to be with me. You were supposed to keep taking my bullshit. And, I was going to come back eventually. I was going to give you eventually. I don't know when that was, but who are you to move on? Who are you? Like, you hurt this person's pride. And now on top of it, like your life looks good and you're disgusted with them. So of course they're in a place of being really imbalanced right now because they're angry. Again, and because the inner child needs healing. It's like they needed to fix this relationship a long time ago, but they were stubborn, and they were stubborn because they need to do the inner child healing. That again, you triggered this person. They have a fragile ego. They wanted you to act a certain way, where really, like, you're in a place where you're like, no, it's time for me to play. It's time for me to enjoy my life. And I feel like you like your life simple, and this person is full of drama, okay? They need to heal their inner child. This person, like, again, wants to, like, exploit you. Again, they want to demand attention from you while life is, like, things are happening for you. Like, it's all about them coming into your life, like, fixer, like, they're like, no, no. It's like, again, like you need to make the wise judgment here that that this person doesn't really, they would use your kindness for weakness, okay? There's a part of this person that wants to come in and act like that this is a spiritual connection and all that, because they've changed. They say, but like I said, I feel like the only thing that's changed is their perception of you, and they see that you're moving on. Again, look, they see that you're moving on and that things are happening for you. It's again that you're moving into a real good place within your life. And I say that because I like shooting star literally fell out. And so I feel like this person would come in and during like the wrong time, and the connection would be so short-lived and it would mess up your luck. Because again, this person is not healed. And so, and I say that only because it's like, I feel like they want to come in quick. They want to come in quick because, again, like I said, I feel like they know things are happening in your life. So they're watching you. So whether or not you go trying out for something within your career, whether or not, there's been, a move, or maybe you just got out of a relationship, there's something that's happening. And this person does not want you to move forward. And they, again, like I said, see things happening for you. Meanwhile, they don't have plan to really do anything, like not really give you anything. And I say that because it's like we already pulled no, we're not, and then unlikely. So it's like, I don't think that this person wants to change. I just think that there's a part of them that is pissed off, and is pissed off that they see that, you're moving forward. They see that your things are happening in your life and that you're not affected by this person. Like, if anything, you're disgusted by them because you already gave them or so many chances. Yeah, and like this person is just full of blocks and setbacks. And as soon as they make one step forward, it's always like 10 steps backwards is what you feel like. It's like they stay stuck. They're paralyzed because this relationship makes them have to think. They have to do something. And that's not what they're used to doing. So everything's like pulling teeth. And that's what you feel like. You're like, it doesn't need to be this way. It's like, and really, it's very frustrating for you. And you don't want this energy now because, like I said, I feel like things are happening for you. And this person is like, hasn't been in your life. They're annoyed because you're not affected. You're moving on, or this is what they think at this point. They see you're pouring into yourself, and they're like actually annoyed, feel abandoned by you. And now it's like they want to like stir up some shit. Yeah, and they're gonna do it by first coming in quick, like really quick action, making you feel like, you know, that they care by being like, let me tell you how I feel. Like, because I know that I didn't give you anything before. So now I'm going to try that strategy. And that's exactly what it is. But it's like, it wouldn't be good because it's almost like this person's a narcissist. They're pissed off that you left, and they don't trust you because they don't trust anybody. They don't trust themselves. So they're projecting and deflecting a lot, but they don't trust you. So they're like feeling like, well, I'm like if you're in the midst of making something happen and all eyes are on you and you have a good reputation, well, I want to kind of humiliate you is the energy there. And that's why Spirit said you need to take a closer look, to be careful. Don't assume, because this person is like hiding things. And really it's at this time, it's like this person is emotional, and for a while, like you said, anything can happen where this person is going to act like impulsively. However, the final action, like what they're actually like doing, is you shouldn't trust them because they're being led by passion. They want what they want, but they're also pissed that you've moved on. You're not affected, and life is looking good for you. And why should your life look good? And you walked away from me. Well, again, this person's full of anger, full of rage. And I feel like that you grew up with a person that, again, was supposed to love you. And instead of them loving you, made you feel like you felt like you were in competition with them. And so you're like, this is your biggest fear. And the irony is this person's biggest fear is to like have people like be disgusted of them and really see them for who they are. And so if anything, it really bothers this person that they have feelings for you and that they think that you think of them like in that energy. They would rather make you look bad so that they don't care then how you view them. They can't have you look good, move on, have a better life, and then, and then leave them out in the dirt. That's gonna like kill them. That's why you don't trust them. That's why Spirit says you got to look at everything with this person. But I already feel like you don't really care because you're, like I said, you're disgusted. So I'm not really even feeling like you would get tempted or tricked. But for those of you that would, again, understand you attracted this person because it was all about learning how to nurture yourself, emotionally give to yourself. Again, what did I say? I said you didn't get nurtured. See, can you see that? Nurtured in when you were a child, and nurtured, we're talking about like emotionally. Children need to be nurtured. Then that's the way that they get supported. That's the way that they get encouraged to try different things. That it's okay to fail. It's okay that the child's safe, that they're loved, that they're supported. But it all comes back to the emotional support that you didn't get. So that's one inner child wound. And that this person, again, brought that to the surface because they emotionally didn't give the one thing that you asked them for. They made it like it was a big deal. They did everything to avoid it because they weren't getting anything in return. And I feel like that's really, for you, I feel like it's a done deal because of that, to be honest with you. Yeah, like it's like you were made to feel like bad about yourself as a child, shame. So you attracted someone that has the same energy as shame. Now, if you were someone that was sensitive, if you were someone that was shy, if you just grew up in an imbalanced environment where you had angry parents, or if you again were a child and emotionally didn't get what you needed, I feel like you might have stolen or did things to give yourself the comfort that brought shame to your family. And it could have been stealing, it could have been like just like going along with friends that were not good friends that didn't really care, but you wanted to be a part of something. You wanted to be loved. You wanted to be accepted. You weren't nurtured at home. So children will look to become nurtured in their own unique way, whatever they have to have resources to give them that. So again, stealing is one because the child says, well, if I have this ring, if I have this clothes, then people are going to like me. They're going to love me because the child wasn't nurtured. Again, in this story, that like it wasn't emotionally taken care of. They did things to create love, but instead it brought shame because that's what'll happen if you don't believe that you're lovable, and you're doing something, you're not doing it for the right character. You are love. And really, that's what should have been told to this child. You are love. You never have to steal to be loved. You are love. You are good enough. And to bring out the talents and to be, nurtured is to be supported and to be praised when a child does something good. I feel like you were neglected a little bit. And that happens when your parents are too busy with their own stuff. Doesn't always mean that they were alcoholics, doesn't always mean that they were divorced, doesn't always mean that they were horrible people. What it means was that whatever they were going through, they couldn't be there for you. And so the child self saw it as abandonment. The child self saw it as not being good enough. And that alone causes shame, because if my parents aren't loving me and they think they're embarrassed of me, that's why I'm not getting the love and the support. Doesn't mean it's true, again, but Spirit says then the integration of shame needed to take place here, because you attracted someone that has plenty of shame. We see that. That's why, again, shame causing a dishonor, some sort of dishonor. So again, this person, if they were dealing with a karmic, they might like date you and then all of a sudden run back to the karmic to make you look bad, to do something to just, again, to make themselves look better, to make themselves look good, even though you may say, well, they're cheating. Well, it's again, I feel like they treat, if there is a karmic, they don't treat that karmic well either. They don't treat anyone well. They're a narcissist. So it would be in and out, and they just use people to get back at other people. It's a very mean tactic. It's a, oh, you think that you got over on me? You think that you moved on, huh? I went back with you, you went with me, and I dropped you like it was hot, and then was seen with somebody else, and I made a mockery out of you. So it's again, being made to feel misunderstood as a child, again, because again, needing that nurturance, needing that love, and doing things that created shame, but that's not why you did them. You did them to get love, to get that emotional support that you needed, to get the attention that you needed. You were being ignored. And it doesn't matter, like if your parents worked all the time and they provided, they didn't give you the emotional support that you needed for you. And so doing things that create shame obviously brings bad attention to the family, and that would again give you even less emotional like support of what you need, because again, there's a belief that you can't have it. And that's what we know, because this person wouldn't have come into your life and not giving you anything emotionally, when that's the only thing that you asked for. They made it like it was a big deal. They did it for everybody else in front of your face, but they didn't do it for you. So obviously that would be a trigger. This person sees it now, but they're kind of pissed off that you walked away and you did what you needed to do. So you broke that karmic lesson. That's why you actually are disgusted with this person, because you're like, I'm not attracted to you anymore and I don't like you anymore, because you are capable of doing that to me for no apparent reason, because you wanted a reaction, because you wanted to be selfish. So whatever connection we had, it's completely gone. And so you put the shame right back onto this person, because what you're saying is, I saw right through you. I saw right through you. And I'm going to pull two more. Source. And so I believe, again, you're very intuitive. And that happens when you don't emotionally get what you need. If you don't feel loved by your parents and you don't get nurtured, well, again, children need that. So children tend to go up in their imagination a lot. That's the way that they escape. They get imaginary friends. They become more close to the spirit realm. All children are more closer to the spiritual realm. School and logical and analytical thinking takes us out of the right brain, the creative mind. That's why they always say the child that survives thrives. So I'm feeling as if, because you emotionally didn't get what you needed and you were kind of like ignored and very misunderstood, because of like the way that you acted out in order to get your emotional needs met. You know, spirit was still with you, right? Because again, God's inside of you, source is inside of you. So intuitively, you became very strong because you were very close to the spiritual realm. And that's what this person didn't understand, because you were belittled as a child. You were belittled, and that is always what brings shame, because you were misunderstood. You were made to feel bad about yourself. But Spirit says that's because your parents were wounded. So you inherited family karma, and that's ancestral karma. But with this situation, you just broke the karma, because this would have turned into a trauma bond relationship. But you saw intuitively, because you had a close connection to source, like, oh, hell no, this person would, again, I would be like with like my mother or my father, whoever was that narcissist, and that made my life a living hell, that, you know, wants to use my energy for whatever they want to use it for, and not give me anything emotionally, just kind of use me and then dispose of me because I have an opinion, because you're not treating me right. And that's really what Spirit is saying. It's like, be careful with this person, because again, they have feelings, but they're so imbalanced. They're so like, again, this equilibrium came up twice. Okay, this card came up twice right here. Easy for me to find too. So that they're like all over the place emotionally, and it's because it's like they just can't believe it. They just can't believe that this played out the way that this played out, and that you're walking away and your life looks good and you're there walking away without a scratch. It's that they have feelings for you, but they're also mad. And they also feel guilty because they know that they haven't done anything. So they have all these emotions, and they're not emotionally intelligent. So that's why it's said anything can go at this time. Like, it's anybody's game. Like, literally at this time, the situation is in a state of flux. Anything can happen. And the reason why is because they are all over the place emotionally. They don't even know what they're going to do. They're prideful, but they care. But let me tell you something, that anger is a motivator. So Spirit says it's all about you finding serenity. It's, again, this person does not bring peace to you. They will not bring peace to you. Through love, release, and inner work, I know peace. So this is about releasing what the pain from the past, that narcissistic parent that you grew up with, that like was in competition, because they don't have power over you. They're sick. They're spiritually sick. That's how you have to look at it. And that through your inner work, you know what peace is. I have a gentle view of life and welcome every step with confidence. I remain brave in the face of fear, which that would be, again, a big lesson for you growing up with a narcissistic parent that made you not trust yourself, that gaslighted you. You didn't feel safe. And what Spirit is saying is, be brave in the face of fear by being grounded, be in the moment, and have the wisdom to let the universe do its work. And that's what happened here, because you, again, did not chase this person. You did not try to fix this situation. You didn't do anything. You've moved on. You're happy. And really, that's the big karma for this person. That's why they're so uncomfortable. That's why they want to come in. That's why Spirit says, be careful, because you know, you got to read between the lines. There's a lot going on here. This person didn't all of a sudden do the healing work. Trust me, they did not. Doesn't mean that they don't have feelings, but don't focus on the fact that they have feelings and ignore the fact that they're wounded, because you'll just wind up in the trauma bond type of relationship that would create a lot of problems for you in the long run, and definitely affect whatever is going to happen for you. And that there wouldn't be nothing that would make this person more happy, because of who they are. Hurt people hurt people. Remember that, guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Let me know how you resonated. Bye.